A woman will almost never walk up to someone and say, "I've chosen you. Now kiss me before I change my mind." That's just not how it works. We operate on subtlety, and we communicate through gestures that many men completely overlook. The truth is, we have a secret physical language, one that's been in use for centuries, designed to convey a simple but powerful message. I am interested in you. Notice me. Make your move, miss it, and she won't repeat the signal. She will simply move on and offer that same attention to someone who actually pays attention. Studies show just how easy it is for men to miss these cues. Research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that women typically send around 5 attraction signals before a man even notices the first one. 5. By the time a man thinks she might be interested, she has been signaling for the last 20 minutes. The most revealing signals don't come from her eyes or her smile. They come from her hands. And the reason is simple. Hands are one of the few body parts people don't consciously control. You can fake a smile or even enthusiasm in your voice, but your hands reveal the truth every time. Imagine sitting across from someone, chatting, laughing, or simply sharing a moment, and noticing her hands moving subtly. The first sign many women give is through hair touching. But this isn't just a casual adjustment. When a woman is truly attracted, she touches her hair in a way that draws attention to her neck or collarbone. She will slowly let her hand trail down from the side of her face toward the neck, almost lingering there. This is a subtle but powerful signal. It's her body telling you that she trusts you, that she feels safe, and that she's open to connection. Scientists like Dr. Monica Moore from Webster University have observed thousands of hours of social interactions and identified hair-to-neck gestures as one of the most reliable indicators of attraction. It's easy to mistake these signals for nervous habits, but there's a difference. A woman fidgeting with her hair will adjust and move on quickly. A woman drawn to you will allow her hand to linger, slow down, and draw subconscious attention to a vulnerable area of her body. The neck is a primal zone, and revealing it signals trust and openness. If you fail to notice, she will interpret your lack of attention as disinterest, and she will emotionally disengage. Another subtle yet telling sign involves objects around her. When she brushes her fingers along a cup, a glass, or even the edge of a menu, it's often a form of displacement behavior. She wants to touch you but can't directly, so her hands transfer that desire to the nearest object. Psychologists call this object displacement, and research shows it rises significantly when someone is attracted to another person. What seems like idle fidgeting is actually a barely contained desire, and yet most men assume she's just fiddling with her coffee cup. She isn't. She's signaling a longing to connect, her hands yearning for the closeness she can't express outright yet. The moment a woman touches your arm is another clear turning point. Physical contact is deliberate. It requires her to override personal space instincts. A gentle touch on your forearm while laughing, or a light tap on your shoulder, is her testing the waters. She's observing how you respond. Do you lean in, reciprocate, or retreat? Studies show that light touch increases perceived attractiveness in both directions by nearly 40%. When she makes contact, she's not only signaling her interest, she's amplifying her own attraction to you. This is also where many men falter. The subtle electrical charge of hand-to-hand contact is an intimate yet non-sexual form of connection. Hands have high concentrations of nerve endings, and even a brief brush releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both people. When her fingers graze yours, there's a moment of shared connection. Many men instinctively pull away, breaking that invisible bridge. But if you remain calm, letting the moment linger, it communicates confidence, trustworthiness, and a readiness to meet her openness. Another signal that is both subtle and deeply revealing is wrist exposure. The inner wrist is a vulnerable area, and when she rests her arms on a table with wrists facing up, adjusts her bracelet in your line of sight, or casually tilts her wrist toward you, it's a primal sign of trust. Exposing a part of the body that is so easily harmed is her way of showing that she feels safe with you. Ignoring these signs or hesitating to respond is, in essence, rejecting that trust. And once that trust is retracted, it's rarely offered again. These gestures don't last forever. A woman may offer a signal, then another, and a third if she sees no reciprocal interest. But if nothing comes back from you, she will slowly pull them back. Hands return to her lap, energy shifts, her body angles away, and the man is left confused, wondering what changed. The truth is, she gave you the answer key, and it went unrecognized. There is a window for action, and it's brief. Respond with warmth, calm confidence, and reciprocal touch, and the window remains open. Hesitate, and it closes quietly, almost imperceptibly, but permanently for that interaction. The hair touch trailing to the neck, the object caress, the arm touch, the palm exposure, the finger grazes, the revealed wrists, all of these are telling you something essential. They are her way of saying without words that she has chosen you. The next step is simple. You choose her back. The way to do that isn't with empty words. It's with thoughtful, attentive action, returning a touch, holding her hand, leaning in at the right moment, responding to each signal with presence and warmth. Now think back to the last time you were with a woman and something felt right but uncertain. Chances are she sent one or more of these signals, and chances are hesitation kept you from acting. The key is not simply noticing, it's acting in alignment with what she's already communicated. Pay attention, respond confidently, and honor the trust she's shown through her gestures. This awareness transforms the way you connect, turning fleeting moments into meaningful interaction and ensuring you don't miss the signals that matter most. Another layer to understanding these signals involves what she allows you to do with your own hands. While her gestures give you clues, your actions in response tell her whether you're attentive, confident, and worthy of her trust. One of the most subtle yet powerful ways she signals interest is by allowing light, playful touches. If she lets you brush her hand while comparing sizes or teasingly allows your fingers to graze hers when passing an object, she's giving you a quiet, intimate invitation. This is not casual, it is deliberate, and it creates a brief but potent connection that speaks volumes without a single word. It's important to remember that hand contact is one of the body's most sensitive forms of communication. Nerve endings in the hands are dense, making each touch feel amplified. When her fingers linger on yours, oxytocin is released for both of you, fostering a sense of warmth, safety, and connection. This is nature's way of building trust and attraction simultaneously. But here's where many men fail. They underestimate the weight of this moment. The instinct to pull away, to rush, or to overthink breaks the energy and communicates uncertainty. Instead, allowing that contact to breathe calmly, confidently, without fidgeting, signals that you are comfortable with intimacy and that calm assurance is magnetic. Beyond touch, there's a range of gestures that communicate openness and vulnerability. Open palms are a major one, whether resting on a table, gesturing while speaking, or offering an object with palms facing up. This is a nonverbal cue of trust. Closed fists, hidden hands, or defensive postures suggest guardedness. Open palms are an unconscious invitation. They tell you she is approachable, receptive, and willing to engage with you on a deeper level. Evolutionary psychology shows this behavior dates back to early humans. Exposing open palms was a way to signal that one was unarmed and safe, and that same instinct continues today. Another potent signal is the subtle display of the inner wrist. This area is thin-skinned, highly vulnerable, and historically a point of exposure that can indicate deep trust. A wrist resting toward you, casually revealed while she adjusts a bracelet or leans her hand in your line of sight, conveys submission and openness. It's a deeply primal gesture, and one that is nearly impossible to fake. She is in effect saying she trusts you enough to show a vulnerable part of herself. Recognizing this and responding appropriately can deepen the connection instantly. Ignoring it, however, risks breaking her trust and closing the window of opportunity forever. Timing and escalation matter greatly. Signals are rarely repeated indefinitely. A woman may start with one gesture, then another, and perhaps a third. If there is no recognition or reciprocation, she will gradually retract her gestures. Her hands may return to her lap. She may check her phone or angle her body away. The interaction shifts, often subtly, leaving men wondering what went wrong. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. These cues are fleeting and should be treated as invitations that require timely, thoughtful responses. The key takeaway is that attraction is communicated as much through action as through presence. Her gestures, hair touches, object caresses, arm taps, open palms, finger grazes, wrist exposures are all invitations. Your role is to respond appropriately. This isn't about being aggressive or overbearing. It's about attentiveness, confidence, and reciprocity. A light touch returned, a hand held, a lean forward at the right moment. These actions tell her that you are present, engaged, and aware of the signals she has sent. By practicing awareness, you begin to notice these patterns everywhere. At coffee shops, during casual conversations, at work, or on dates, the signals are all around you. The moment you internalize this awareness, it changes how you interact. You no longer miss the cues. Instead, you act with purpose and authenticity. You become someone who doesn't hesitate when the signals are clear. You become the person she subconsciously hoped would notice. Understanding these cues also builds emotional intelligence. It's not just about attraction, it's about empathy and connection. Being attuned to another person's subtle gestures develops patience, awareness, and sensitivity. It teaches you to respect boundaries while also recognizing opportunities for deeper connection. This awareness transforms interactions, making them richer, more meaningful, and more rewarding for both parties. By now, you understand that a woman's gestures are not random or meaningless. They are carefully orchestrated signals, often subconscious, that communicate attraction, trust, and openness. The hair touches, the object caresses, the arm taps, the palm displays, the finger grazes, and the wrist exposures. All of these are her way of saying, I have chosen you. And now it's up to you to respond in kind. The most important principle to remember is that action speaks louder than words. Observing her signals is only half the story. The other half is how you engage. A gentle return of touch, holding her hand with calm confidence, leaning in at the right moment, or sharing a reassuring glance. These are ways to acknowledge her choice and show that you are present, attentive, and capable of reciprocating her trust. This is not about being forceful or rushed. It's about matching her openness with your own authenticity. Timing is crucial. Each signal has a shelf life. If ignored, she will gradually withdraw, and the subtle invitation she offered will disappear quietly. The shift may be slight, a change in posture, a glance at her phone, or a redirection of attention, but the effect is real. The energy changes, and the opportunity to connect on that level may not return. Recognizing the urgency without panicking is a skill that develops with awareness and practice. Acting on these signals is also an exercise in emotional intelligence. It requires attentiveness, patience, and the ability to read context. Every hand gesture, every subtle movement is part of a dialogue, a conversation without words. By tuning in, you gain insight into her feelings, her comfort level, and her interest. You also demonstrate your own emotional maturity. Responding with confidence, warmth, and care signals that you are someone capable of understanding and valuing her vulnerability. Remember, the gestures she sends are rarely repeated indefinitely. She may try once, twice, or maybe 3 times, testing the waters and observing your response. Each signal is an opportunity to engage, to connect, and to demonstrate your awareness. Hesitation can close the door, while thoughtful, deliberate action keeps it wide open. This is the moment where attentiveness and courage converge, the point that separates those who leave wondering what could have been from those who create meaningful connection. The beauty of this knowledge is that it empowers you to approach interactions with clarity and purpose. You no longer have to guess or misinterpret signals. You can confidently recognize the cues, understand their meaning, and respond in a way that honors both her intentions and your own integrity. Acting on these insights transforms casual encounters into opportunities for genuine connection, trust, and mutual attraction. Finally, the takeaway is simple. Pay attention, act with confidence, and respect the trust she offers. When she touches her hair in that deliberate way, when her fingers graze an object, when she lightly touches your arm, when her palms are open, when her fingers brush yours, and when her wrists are exposed, you are being given the answer key. You are being invited to participate in a silent dialogue that, if acknowledged, can lead to a deeper, more meaningful connection. Responding is the only way to honor her choice and ensure that connection flourishes. Take a moment to reflect on your past interactions. Recall the times when something felt right, yet uncertainty held you back. Now, with this understanding, you have the ability to change that. Each time you recognize these signals in the future, you can act confidently, creating moments of connection that are informed, intentional, and authentic. This is not about manipulation or strategy. It's about awareness, empathy, and presence. From this point forward, you will notice these signals everywhere, in casual settings, at work, in social environments, and on dates. You will see how often they appear, how fleeting they can be, and how important your response is. Use this knowledge wisely, and you will not only avoid missed opportunities, but also create interactions that are richer, more genuine, and mutually rewarding. This is your guide to recognizing, understanding, and responding to female attraction signals, and it is now your responsibility to act on what you have learned. In the end, it comes down to one simple truth. She has made her choice through these gestures. The only thing left is for you to make yours. Respond with warmth, attentiveness, and confidence. Honor her signals, respect her trust, lean in, hold her hand, and show through action that you are present. When you do, you transform silent gestures into shared understanding, uncertainty into connection, and fleeting moments into meaningful bonds. Every subtle signal is a gift. Don't let it go unnoticed. Act and you create the story both of you are ready to write together.